Metro Boomin has raised the prospect that his future albums may not be released on a streaming service.
Music has basically become valueless. There is no sweat equity put into obtaining it.
A fan needs to stream an artist's music 20 times a day for a whole year for that artist to make $25 from the fan. Put whatever drugs are in Not Like Us inside of your music to the point where they're like, how can I get this?
DIY.
That's so Curtis. That's so Curtis. Mysterious to me. Hey, what you say now? Oh, I'm sorry. Why am I rapping those lyrics right now? Because I feel like That's So Raven sometimes. Did you see this headline here on Hip Hop DX? Metro Boomin, who obviously has been all caught up in the headlines, not just because he released a phenomenal project, but because of all the back and forth energy that got started when he released a song with Kendrick Lamar called Like That, with Future called Like That. The highly sought after, the highly acclaimed music producer made an announcement. It was actually a repost that he put up from the platform Even. I want to share this with you really quick. So the original post was a tweet, right, from even.biz, which is a platform that has some direct-to-consumer tools for those who want to use that to sell their music with rewards straight to their audience. Anyway, somebody put up a question during a very viral time on Twitter, and it said, what is music industry math? And their retweet of it said, a fan needs to stream an artist's music 20 times a day for a whole year for that artist to make $25 from the fan. Well, Metro Boomin saw that, who obviously doesn't have an issue getting people to stream his music, and he replied with a message. I'm going to crack this open so you can see the whole thing. That message was, this is why my next album will probably be the last one streaming.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
It's okay when they do it. If you recall, almost 7 months ago, I started making video content about why I was going to make the bold decision and follow in the footsteps of Prince, like he did in 2015 when he removed his entire catalog from all of the music streaming platforms. Why did I do it? A myriad of reasons. The main one was that I just couldn't see myself saying I'm a luxury brand like Gucci, who has a store that is, you got to line up, you got to wait your turn outside the locked door, because it's so expensive in here. I can't imagine having that kind of business, but then also having a business that says, oh, if you want to get the same scarf that's $4,000 in here, go to the Goodwill down the street. It's the same material and all that it is. It's like 0.0003 cents. It just doesn't make sense from a business standpoint for me or for any other product I can think of. So regardless of how you think of it, I made that decision and I left, and I caught so many arrows. People were angry, and it wasn't people who you would think benefit from streaming, right? It was the people making the least amount of money. It was the artists who were angry with me. The article says, Metro Boomin has raised the prospect that his future albums may not be released on a streaming service. Metro is not the first artist to question continuing releasing music on streaming platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music. Kanye West, get this nigga out the way. That shit should read Curtis King.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Ain't nobody finna rewrite history. Ain't nobody gonna bang for me. I'm gonna bang for myself. That shit should not read Kanye West. I don't care if the reader gets to that point and says, who the hell is Curtis King? That should read Curtis King, but that's neither here nor there. Didn't I tell you they would rewrite history? I told you they was gonna rewrite history. But shout out to the OG, shout out to the legend Kanye West. Stated that he wants to release Vultures 2 directly to fans, skipping streaming distributors. It's a good plan, Kanye. We sell albums on Yeezy.com. I got 20 million Instagram followers, he wrote in a text exchange with fan accounts Yay Fanatics. When 5% of my followers buy an album, that's 1 million albums sold. That's 300K more than the biggest album last year. I definitely didn't see any Curtis King content. I'm a genius. When we do that, we won't have the streaming companies in control of the artists anymore. That was my only point. But I guess because of the billions that separate us, nobody wanted to hear that except for my good old DIY. Shout out to y'all for holding me down.
DIY.
Shout out to y'all for holding me down. The decision was supported by his collaborator Ty Dolla $ign in response to a fan who criticized the proposal, citing privacy concerns. That's what these streaming services want you to believe so they can stay on top. Music costs us money and time to make, but they don't want us to get paid for it. Do you know what it feels like to read this shit out loud? Do you know what it's like This shit feel like I'm getting pranked. Hey, wait, Ashton Kutcher, you in here? Okay. I feel like I'm getting punked. Because I've been saying this shit verbatim on camera, on video. You know, people be like, I said that shit months ago. No, you didn't. And you got no documentation. I got videos up here. I guess it doesn't matter how it happens if it's happening, right? Keep your eyes on the prize. The much delayed Vultures 2 still does not have a release date or confirmation regarding how it would be made available to fans. You think because you're waiting on me? I'm just Shut up. Okay, my bad. I want to share this video here from Rick Beato, who, man, he does some amazing music content here on YouTube. Well-acclaimed individual himself. He's breaking down, like other people, why music streaming is an issue in this section of his new video, The Real Reason Why Music is Getting Worse. One of the things that he holds up as one of the pillars of his argument is that music is too easy to consume. Whatever do you mean?
So this is the water faucet in my kitchen. But imagine this is streaming on Spotify or Apple Music. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, but what's going on in the stream of water is all of the music that's on these platforms.
Oh, he got money. You touch that sink and that sink spit out water. You got money. He got money. Shout out to Queen to B.
Now imagine this is one artist's entire output, their entire catalog. Might be The Police, could be Billie Eilish, could be Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. And then this dropper is each of their songs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I just did a whole record there. And eventually you exhaust their whole catalog. When I hit this and I start the stream,
Hey, you ain't got to flex that hard. Chill. I'm trying to focus on the point.
the music has very little importance if you think about it this way. It goes from the faucet, down the drain, out to the sewer, where it's recycled again. Except in this case,
His ass just wanted to show that sink. Don't lie. Because I don't know if I fully grasp that analogy. It's a cool ass sink though, Rick.
the music is not recycled like it is through the sewer. There were 100,000 new songs added every day in 2023 to streaming platforms. That's more than one song per second for the entire year.
Damn.
By comparison, when I was a kid, if I wanted to buy this Led Zeppelin 2 record, I had to get a job or borrow money from my parents to buy it.
He talking to y'all. He talking to somebody. He ain't talking to me. He said, when I wanted to buy shit, I had to get a job. How else in the hell can I have a sink that I touch and it just turn on?
I wanted to own it. I wanted it to be in my collection. This album here, Pat Metheny, New Chautauqua, I paid $8 for, brand new, with the money that I made by bagging groceries at Tops grocery store in Fairport, New York. You actually had to expend energy riding your bike or walking to your job, working your shift, getting your paycheck at the end of the week, depositing it in the bank, getting money out, going to the record store, buying the record, bringing it home, playing it, listening to it a bunch of times, going over to your friend's house, sharing it with them. When a kid opens Spotify and clicks on a song, they can just skip to the next one if they don't like it.
This is why I don't buy the argument that people keep trying to sell about, man, nobody's going to go to that extra step to go visit your website. Click on the photo. Click on the hyperlink. Add to cart. Pull out their credit card. He just told you a scenario in which human beings as a society at large took the extra steps because that was the way you got to what you wanted. You mean to tell me that y'all let lazy people run your decision making? You let lazy people run your business? You let lazy people be the North Star that you provide for? I hope not, because if you're making amazing music, I'm pretty sure you're not getting there by lazy means.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
If you can't make them get their ass up, make better music that makes them want to get their ass up. Put whatever drugs are in Not Like Us inside of your music to the point where they're like, how can I get this? Why is it not on Spotify? Oh, it's on Bandcamp. Okay, that's on you. That's why I don't suggest direct-to-consumer for beginners. You need to focus on product development, product research.
Think about this. All of the music that exists, or at least it's been uploaded to Spotify or Apple Music, is available for $10.99 a month. I'm talking about all of Michael Jackson's music, all of AC/DC, Pink Floyd, Whitney Houston, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, Juice WRLD, Eminem, Dr. Dre, all the works of Beethoven, of Bach, of Mozart, of Stravinsky, of Shostakovich, of Charlie Parker, of John Coltrane, of Miles Davis, Brad Meldo, of Pat Metheny, Keith Jarrett, all of that. $10.99 a month for the price of what we used to pay for one album. It's all available on these streaming platforms, which is why music is not as valued by young people. There is no sweat equity put into obtaining it, having it be part of your collection, having it be part of your identity of who you are. These are the bands I believe in. These are the artists that I love.
Talk that.
And I'm going to share it with my friends. I'm going to bring that record to school. I'm going to play it for my friends after school. We're all hanging out, reading the back cover of it and seeing who played on it. These things meant something. What was on here meant something. Produced by John Burns and Genesis. It was important. What I'm saying is that music has basically become valueless.
This is where I'll split the conversation. I think that it's become valueless to people that never valued it. They valued some of the features that came along with it. They valued the community that it created. By them buying a certain type of album, it connected them to people who are also fans of that particular artist. They valued the feeling of buying something that was sought after, that was rare, and they didn't necessarily have that same passion, that same drive, the same love behind music. What's happening is, I think we're recognizing that there's a huge separation between people who consume music and people who couldn't live without music.
I'm sick and tired of playing business and all of that pretending. I done heard a million ways to make a million. Now I'm really about to get it. And I don't care who get offended. There's a limit on my time and it's ticking. Man, I'm tired of playing business. And now I know that y'all pretending. I done heard a million ways you'll get paid, but now I'm really out here getting it. And I don't care who get offended. I can't let you waste my time, homie, quit it. I don't wanna hang around you rappers if this music ain't your passion. Not cause I'm a purist, but clearly I feel detachment. It's two categories of rappers I thought was cracking. So you look inside their eyes and see a little Donnie Brasco. The rapper on the TV that be lying about his dreams, and the up and coming rapper that be lying about his dreams. I thought that he was merely a product of a lot of practice, working on his craft, but he been working on his acting. And in the underground you got a man that's a distraction. He always wanna build, but he ain't never got a ratchet. You always talking money, nigga, you a Franklin Hatchet. Wanna ball, but you never come to practice. Sick and tired of playing business.
The people who can't live without music, those are my people. The people who are casually moving through genres as they get older and don't really care, don't have any connection. They're not a loyal fan to anybody. They just go left and right. That's okay. There's a lot of people who are like you, but that's a mediocre way to consume music. Why would I, as an independent artist, do all this shucking and jiving and tap dancing for somebody who won't even go an extra step to my website? I think the renaissance that's occurring, the revolution that is occurring right now, is also not just the people who are seeing music change. There was a time period where people couldn't see the day that a lyricist, a rapidy lyricist who wasn't dumbing down their lyrics. Matter of fact, I remember a video that we reacted to where old boy from 1500 was saying like, hit songs gotta have just this amount of words in the song. They have to da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying it wasn't good advice, but what I'm saying is that every era is different. And I feel like every generation, just like my generation, should be given the opportunity to challenge and test the beliefs of yesterday. I think that we should have the opportunity to also generate new results. And then at the end of the day, come to our own conclusions. In 10 years, they're going to recognize why individuals like myself and the bold people with bigger platforms than me who are doing the things that they're doing were so important. But as my mom would say, you can either choose to be right or you can choose to be happy. Well, I'm pretty damn happy being direct to consumer, I'll tell you that.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I need my morning meds. Shout out to my guy Lloyd Lang from Reggaeology, one of my favorite human beings to talk to, especially about this independent space. He's always dropping gems, and I'm always trying to do my best to share it with you on this platform. On his Instagram, he has 2 posts, and they're making a comparison between the money, at least within his region of the world, that artists make on streaming versus the power of what he says. Damn, I'm going through puberty when I said that. The power of one fan direct to consumer, a super fan. if you choose to go direct to consumer. He basically breaks this down. 1,000 Spotify streams is $3. 1,000 Apple streams is $6. 1,000 Amazon streams are $4. 1,000 YouTube music streams are $7. 1,000 Deezer streams, who the fuck uses Deezer, are $5. 1,000 Tidal streams is $14. 100 radio plays is $5. And mind you, this is a legend out where he's from. Compare those numbers and see if you can find some discrepancies here. One Bandcamp fan, $1. One person, not 1,000. One person could pay $1. One Buy Me a Coffee fan, which is a platform that allows you to sell your services. And basically the whole premise of it, the whole theme of it is, hey, buy me a coffee. $4 from one of those fans. One Direct to Artist fan, $4.99. One Even fan, the platform we talked about, $11.99. I'm sure these are averages. One Super fan, $22. That's not every 3 to 6 months like streaming. That's one super fan that can account for that. One mega fan, $74. What I think is happening now is that it's becoming more of a mainstream conversation. I think that there are people that are recognizing there's something wrong with this old model. This is not, first of all, it's not sustainable. As we go through all of these different economy shifts, as things get more expensive, why is it that the streaming payouts only fluctuate between fractions of a cent? That's not sustainable. Now, be it you should have other means, diversify your means to make money, but even that, fuck that. Why is it that they want artists to do it for the love, right? First of all, you should love this. Yes, you should love this. But love don't pay the bills. You don't ask Guitar Center to do it for the love, but we give them our money whenever we need to buy new equipment. Most of this stuff is Guitar Center. Sweetwater don't do it for the love. Newman don't do it for the love. KRK don't do it for the love. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are products that people put their work into. Now, they do have a different function, but fuck all that. People who value music, people who put the same value in music to help them get through their day, get through their life, get through their situations, their pains, their happiness, their grief, they go to music like it's their medicine. And I don't know about you, but when I have migraines, I get them sometimes, I'm going at whatever hour of the night, Walgreens, Target, whatever might be open near me, to go get them Excedrin. I don't care if them shits was $80 per pill. I break them down, but I want to draw your attention to one more clip. I wasn't going to react to this, but I think it's honestly indicative of the times. It's slightly unrelated, but it's kind of related because we're still talking about physical music. And I love the push that everybody has right now for taking music back to going to being physical. Even if it's just for the nostalgia for some people. Cool. That's another way to generate income, and that's another way to have a conversation piece, a novelty item in your home. Can I share this video with you real quick as we go ahead and wrap this up after this, DIYers? This video comes here courtesy of Rob Markman, well-known journalist in the space and hip-hop, and some unfortunate news that MTV News, which has, been really a part of a lot of different genres in their breaking of news, whether it's new albums, new music, whether it's artists that have passed away, they've been there every step of the way. I'm an 80s baby, so I seen this. There's an unfortunate update that these fools deleted all of the blog posts and information off of MTV News. Wait, but didn't they say that anything digital is forever as opposed to physical? I'm gonna let them cook.
TVnews.com was taken offline this week. That means all the articles, all the videos, all the historical documentation of culture and music has gone with it. I worked at MTV News from 2011 to 2015. I was a small part of that lineage, but that existed way before me. It existed after me. I think about all of my colleagues and all of the work that they put in, all of it gone. I think about all of the artists and their stories are no longer told. During my era there, I interviewed Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, Mac Miller, rest in peace. I remember Meek Mill's artist, Lil Snoop, who we interviewed, rest in peace. These artists are no longer here to tell their stories, and the record of what the stories that we told together are now gone. I'm just speaking from a hip hop perspective, but things like Mixtape Daily and My Block and Hottest MCs, wow. These cultural things that the hip hop team over there produced that are now gone. That's not even talking about rock, pop, the rise of K-pop in the US. MTV News documented it all. So it doesn't just hurt the journalists, it hurts the artists. But who it really hurts the most is future generations who look back and there's a huge historical record that's just gone.
Can you see now the problem with giving all of this power to just anything digital, including your music, can you see now why putting all the faith that we have done, because we've all done it at some point, all the faith that we put into a Spotify, all the faith we put into an Apple Music, can you see how that can be problematic? I know that some of you came up in a generation where you never had a relationship with physical media, and I respect that, right? I respect that. I know your grind is very much different because you got to be content creators too. Salute, I respect it. But you weren't around when MySpace went through what it went through, when people, whole accounts, whole businesses got deleted, when they changed their whole setup and whole algorithm. You ain't had your heart broken by the internet yet, huh? Some of you ain't never had no Black Planet pages that no longer exist no more, even though you took all the time with your Barack Obama shirt on in 2012 and your new fancy watch you got from the swap meet, Curtis, because you was trying to show off and you was single. Y'all ain't know about that. You ain't get your heart broke, huh? That was very specific, wasn't it? This is the problem. This is why you must diversify and make sure you put your music in other places it can be appreciated, even if it's not for the money. Let's just take the money off. Give somebody the opportunity to hold on to your music like the treasure that it is. Supposedly, allegedly. But if you're making that bullshit, you ain't gotta worry about that. Don't worry about that.
We need to figure out how to preserve these stories. Digital doesn't mean forever. I come from the print era. You know, thankfully, these are mine. I own these. These aren't going away. The CDs I own these. These aren't going away. But as soon as these companies decide that it's no longer profitable to pay for the server space to keep this stuff up, we lose access to our records, to our history, to our culture. And we got to figure out a better way. But let me know what you think in the comments.
They will erase it all, especially if they feel like it's not profitable, especially if they feel like it's costing them money. They will erase it all. And if that happens, what are you going to do? I hope that you're keeping copies of your music in safe places, but what happens if hard drives crash all the time? I've had 4 computers that have crashed, 6 to 8 computers that have crashed in my entire duration, 20 years of doing this. I've had external drives that I didn't even know they had forensics for, that were very expensive when they broke down, that just stopped working. And if it's not for those, if it's not for the CDRs, I got CDRs right now downstairs. Shut up, Boomer. Mind your business. I have CDs right now in my gym downstairs, and not a flex, downstairs, and they're on a spindle, and there's music on there that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. You hear me? Anywhere else in the world. Those are my memories. Can you imagine not having any of your baby pictures? I know some of you have gone through that, and you know what I'm saying? Not having any baby. Can you imagine losing someone close to you and not having one picture to remember them by? I know that gets really, really deep, and that's doing too much. I get it. But what I'm saying is that some of us cherish music on that level. Some of us love this so much. To have it end up in a situation like MTV News, they didn't have to delete everything. You trying to tell me couldn't nobody took that database and put up an auction and said, anybody who wants to own this, you can have this. Here's the terms. Just make sure you don't release it, because I'm pretty sure they got like deals with other videographers and people that they work with, and maybe had some like licensing, probably had some freelancers they worked with, and maybe don't have permission to release certain things. I get it. But deleting the entire website full of all those treasures, all those interviews, rare interviews, and who would have thought to save those just in case it wouldn't be here, because we all believe that the internet is forever. This is also another benefit of having physical, of creating physical. Even if you can only sell one, create physical. You ain't got to go direct to consumer, but understand the consequences are not above you. Those are my thoughts on this, DIYers. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.